Hello guys, and today we are going to be grinding Inazume. Oh yeah. Right. It's not even doing any sound now. You're kidding me. Finally.
Force my blade.
Come on.
Objects like this may prove useful when purging.
Oh, hiya. No.
Look up there! That's the Jade Chamber! Oh, this is bad! Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible. Let's look around. There. Look! There's some sort of mechanism. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber. Yes, this must...
I'm in life.
Wingblade!
Excuse me? You wanna go that high? What? No, no, no. That's not fair.
It only takes... Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we could... Huh? Why? Or... Oh, Paimon! Alright, let's... Oh. It looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong... Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the...
A reward on the road.
Yeah, you can't even see it. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've changed my my thing back to animal because if I do Sucrose Q, Shogun Q, Dilute Q, Sucrose E, Shogun E, and then if I do Lumen Q.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. We're invited guests. What makes you think... No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here. Now Paimon's...
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean?
What nonsense! Seize these...
Well, here they come.
Time for retribution!
Alright.
Take the target alive! Swift and merciful! Burn!
Cái gì đấy? What the?
Fortnite, my blade!
I should do. You're right. Do you mind? Don't stop fighting on there. You know, like,
Stand clear. Yeah.
you got beaten by level 5. A book catalyst user. And that does 72 2 digits.
A touch of frost! Tactile! Retrieve the target alive! Take this!
It's scratching my ear, do you mind?
Stop! What's all this about?
Ka-ching!
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go to the Jade Chamber?
We're invited guests here to look for the Lyra TC.
Well, as it happens, I am one of the lead.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal...
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Lyra as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious air...
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would... Naturally, they would also... I'll say it like it is. They're under...
Well, you've got a... Still, this is the...
Should I respect the shallow side? Forget it. I should... Either way. I will... Rex Lapis's death is indeed... How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she... The time of the Adepti... I'll stop here. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. The cream of Liyue's mercantile...
favor? But, wait, that's right. Greeting gift.
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianhong. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Well then, may we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuhong may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks... So, what should we give to Nick? Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Sugar frosted slime! Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for us. Why don't we go with that for a gift? With a certain boom shakalaka, of course. Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one.
Boom shakalaka laka. I kind of want to get to where Raiden fights us in the stream.
Ooh, look at that slime! It looks crystal clear! And very delicious. That's the one!
Not anymore. It's gonna be cocoa for that.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins of... Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure...
There's no end to this.
Animal hypostasis emulation! Yeah!
Forth and play. Direct assault. Very clean. Attack.
A hunter.
You're open.
Prepare to be blown away!
Thank you for your help, kind traveler.
I was nothing.
I understand. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for... I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes that you lack.
Wait a moment. Actually,
Oh?
do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a...
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know.
Great! Paimon sugar frosted slime... us that we...
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be in here. This container is itself an antique, with at least 100...
Yep. Hang on a moment.
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, it's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime!
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this... According to Kuching, this is what we Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuan.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Carp.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting,
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guest. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But as such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
what?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wang...
Wait, was Virgo...
Just Virgo Dex? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhou...
you were peeking on us from the skies...
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, consider... I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long... In the end, only you can see Goyun Stone Forest from beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Even in a new era, the Liyue Chief... That day at Yujing Terrace, it was all... But our enemy has long lain... Hiding the Exuvia was a...
Who's this enemy you're talking...
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What?
Well answered. The scenery
Finger
out here is
child.
fine indeed. But
It's a child, isn't it?
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
be at ease, you two. Make you.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to. Why, you've kept your ear to the ground,
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have... But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you. Are they, travel? If possible. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, but after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has, well, I must say that quite a few of my... I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from... I called for the gag order and for the exuvia. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have been allowing the rite of parting to take...
It's exactly as Zhongli... Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So...
It's all right. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can...
Yay! Paimon was just waiting! One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will... Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for! Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Sigil of permission something? Aw, that doesn't sound like this piece of paper shows that... Oh, Ningguang did but research on the sigil of... Speaking of which, there's also... Oh. Well, should we not... Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust... That's what... Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on the...
There's no end to this. Another test subject.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too.
Have a load of this. Flash. Let's not waste time. Let's move.
Here. And some... I haven't seen this pattern before. Oh, but how did a relic of the... Oh, that's right. Talismans. Maybe the Fatui are being able to channel divine power in battle? And the plot... Alright, the last stop on our right of... Let's go!
Hello. How's it there?
Right on time. Did you enjoy your visit?
It was so big and pretty.
Indeed. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich, and so... Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed.
Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on her... It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui...
That is how the Fatui have always been. No matter what they may be planning.
So, is there anything we need to get for the right of...
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is...
Blaze lilies. Well, why did we come up... Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame...
No. Those lilies... Dihua Marsh used to be full before the Archon. Of course, there are some wild glaze lilies, but I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. That's correct.
So how good is your singing? Really?
We'll only know once she's...
Oh no. Zhongli, don't make me do this.
It's time to sing! Whenever you're ready! Da 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 da. What happened? These flowers flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? Need to make adjustments.
A touch of frost. Verdict is...
Die. You must. Be gone!
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower.
Well, that's nice enough.
Unfortunately,
It's so lit.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lip?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me.
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get it.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope. We found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did.
She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the garden?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me...
Oh, sorry.
No, it's quite all right. I just... When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago... Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazume's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from of the current 7 Archons. The youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago.
so what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex, but as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
Huh? Did you just say...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chunin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary. Well, let's save that conversation for another. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here.
We dare.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you...
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should...
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze...
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting...
I've had enough. Beginning a new undertaking is all... So you must be careful to take the time to...
Wow. See? Alright, I think it's about time we...
I'll be right back. I'm back inside. It's a chill stream, alright? So my laptop's nuts.
You're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hid an impact.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts at the Geo Archon. If the two sides...
Surely the Liu and Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
They're boneheaded, and this is known throughout the lands.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Neither path is in...
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this.
Things are taking a turn for the... I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying...
Having connections with the... So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside, he must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something weird. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Oh, I'm gonna start with Child. There's only one thing that could happen, to fight them. Child. Here I come. I just need to run at this point. It could be anyone, to be honest. It could be Garu, but it has to be child. Can't believe we need to do this. This is where it's like child.
Just sharpen my spear. Oh, how exciting!
Yeah, I don't care if it's exciting. You're only gonna be here for shield. So you, the Luke are gonna be main DPS. And then like shield and support.
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? And
This is where I was strongly.
Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here.
This is
But
where.
even if we can't take, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of more. Oh, right. It's quiet.
We better steal all the.
What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick, we have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Child, what have you done? No.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't...
Hey.
Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my... Although I'm... Don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be...
Child, what have you done?
You're planning to take the Gnosis from inside the...
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing. The time for discussion and diplomacy, either way. We now come to the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble.
You... When Signora offended the deed, instead of confronting you directly, when she faces a worthy opponent. But as for me...
She's even got Morris
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Besides, you could never defeat me. Fighting talk, I love it.
Child, what have you done?
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Steady as stone.
How
Retribution!
Poor timing. Not bad, not bad.
Why would you do this, child?
Swift and merciful left. Wide open. Clear shot. You've made some progress. Poor timing. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. No use hiding back there. Gotcha.
You destroy everywhere.
Prepare to be blown away!
One with my
I'm
blade.
gonna can trust.
After all that training.
Leave it up to me.
My turn. Verdict is...
I'm hitting the list there.
Steady as...
All you do is run.
Windblade!
No use hiding back there. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exodia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Miraculous.
But this is going to cost you! Yeah!
No, this can't end like this.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
I must leave.
Forth, my blade.
Someone needs assistance.
Die here.
That's going back in the wash.
One with my blade.
I am a disgrace to the knights.
Dạ vậy nên cái miếng phí tặng ơi.
This spells the end of
Wow.
the exorcist.
Steady as stone.
Die here.
Never.
Time for retribution.
Look! Child's back to...
Well then, it seems the burden of the felt, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Senor's. You already know the answer, don't? But if that is a secret this battle is already... Anyone who strives is up.
Pretty sure that's not the...
Này
Unfortunately,
ngon for me.
given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by... In fact, it might be that the Exuvia...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of Kama, as such...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. For the weak will be swept up. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as fits.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo. If such an ancient god, do you think the cunning Rex...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How could an ancient...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils and permissions! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one, using the powers of ancient god, but knowing that such an action will...
Mua sợ em clip à.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
No, that's not how it ends.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast.
Leland,
What's going on?
Kaching, Nanu, I'm gonna save Leland. No, this is not how it ends. Come on. Can't end like this. Ching. Ganyu, Nuon. Clapping.
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out, did we make it?
What are you doing?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you... just seeing this overlord of...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago. So will the power of the Chi-Sing...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi-Sing did once research, and as fate would have it, for what could you mortals...
I see. So be it. We shall use the upgrade. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
My work finished.
Forth, my blade. Spirit blade. Verdict is... Swift and merciful. You can't run. But how?
Be gone!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
One with my blade. Submit for judgment.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't look!
The scourge of evil remains.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time of Julian Karst! Wow! It's a Madam Pink shockwave! This granny's really strong! Capital T. Prepare to be blown away!
You're not cooked food. Disgusting.
Let's move. This?
This isn't good. I guess have a load of this.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
What are you standing to it?
What it is? Let's move. Time for retribution!
Let me amuse myself a little.
What it is?
This isn't good.
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
This is good. This is it.
Retribution!
Cooked food. Just this should be fun. My word. Finish it.
Spirit Blade! Attack! Let's move. What it is?
Let me amuse myself. This is it.
Looks like I went too far.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber. What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend.
What's gonna happen now?
Is it finally
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to... The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your... Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business at first, it was only the sign. It is a testament to Ningguang's seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiation. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our record, even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all the... Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land.
Are you questioning our means of...
I mean no...
Forebears, you say?
This morning, Rex Lapis...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the... But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective.
Right! That's something that the Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from...
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock. To be...
All right. Didn't Ningguang...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesy.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks, and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please,
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to, although their blood is weak. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is...
Your line of inquiry is askew.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps, fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no... But how will we ensure that the Liyue...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that...
Looks like the conflict between humans and... Oh, right! It's nice that the child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom? Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of party that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's going. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him where...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he...
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the... Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the... We had better go and make sure that...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves...
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, it seems that some...
Hey, it's Zhongli and...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bard. Ah, right. I imagine.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
I knew that we should never have...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have missed... Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now...
What in the world are you talking...
The contract is fulfilled.
Uncle Paimon?
How sanctimonious.
What? So you... No, wait! That's an exciting twist!
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too...
Gathering all the forces that have been bubbling behind...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that as you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6, even boulders that can withstand until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already...
Oh, Zhongli?
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. I decided, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, that's right, which is why I continued to say...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue?
Of course. And it would have been just as a child quickly matures after losing their parent.
In the end, the resolution to all that has Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of credit is also due to Senora. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue. All of these things turned out as I had planned. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors. On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. If you hadn't created the pressure of the battle...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Hey! Haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then,
fine. I'll meet you there.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts. As for the bargaining chip, that's... Uncover that answer for yourself.
I don't know. What are they doing now? Miraculous.
day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Miraculous child, you know. Touch that booty, touch that booty, touch it, touch it, touch it. Touch that booty, touch that booty, touch, 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 touch. That's the first thing your child first met.
Oh, well, since we're going... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. There's only one real possibility in my mind.
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sight...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god...
Now that you mentioned it, that's very possible. I mean it all. Still, what sort of supernatural power...
Ah, forget it.
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words, though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains. It too, gods and adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has... Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Diamond needs a translation on what... So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to... Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his nose... Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on... Look, it's Ningguang and Kuchi!
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract.
3,700 years of contracts burnt.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous.
The long, unending...
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say fair... Will you stand with us as we re-establish...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? She...
Traveler.
Yikes! She really...
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, name your price.
Whoa...
Wow, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
The cleanup of the premise...
Roping you in was...
If you were looking...
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,000? Right. If the two of you can spare the...
That sounds like big...
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by this. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not... The Archon Morax could never I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. Travel, that is true. I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people...
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
Raiden showed.
That is the case. And since Raiden is...
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their... But if a person shows truce, this is what visions...
Uh-huh. That's how people...
But starting from last year... The...
Vision hunt?
Yes. It was an order...
You want to seize vision?
I should think that in the right...
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god... The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve. Knowing her, she must have 7 ideals for 7 gods. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? At the time of the Adepti, Kuching is absolutely now. Could the original person... All right then. Was there anything else? That's it. I hinted as much to... How did I accomplish that? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you... Since Morax is dead... Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire...
The Mora present now will not...
This is terrible! We're all...
Yes, this is indeed... Well, I suppose...
Then, did you at least set some private funds as...
Oh, a private fund.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else? Well then, I suppose you'll...
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact...
We built the Jade Chamber?
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials is...
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can...
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are... They are as follows. Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plaustrite, but I've never even heard of those other 2.
Only sufficiently large piece of Adepti Sigil, although these 3... I take the same. You may ask me...
These things won't be easy to...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from...
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a...
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Yes. Providing the question...
Really? Ooh, then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. The construction of the Jade... I have other business to attend. Remember.
Ningguang seems super busy. First we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It's...
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to... As it happens.
No.
Shenhe.
Don't be like that.
Hello, Shenhe.
Why don't you stand... Oh, right, yeah.
No, I'm coming, Shenhe. I'm coming for you. You won't think I'm not coming? No. No, 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 no.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information.
Don't you
Information's
dare
just what
leave
we
me,
need right now.
Shenhe.
Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Shenhe, no. Don't run away from me.
They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Need to fly on down.
Well, you... Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some Mora...
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives. So what? She's loaded.
I've already told you. I don't... If you still can't grasp that...
Come on, ma'am. It's not about whether you...
I won't...
No more excuses!
I know you have money. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Lioli Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bucks. Then Shinyu kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spit?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on any... But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you...
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith. What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians?
Don't be angry, sir.
Shenhe.
Shenhe?
My name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is... well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
I've heard about you two before. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head...
violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws? No.
Really? So
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten in...
she's so odd. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering. Then of course you're still hungry. So?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass.
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shen. After all, you can't. Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue. Where does she fit in with the other?
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh.
Thank you.
She's...
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would...
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious. But should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food, sampling each dish in order to appreciate...
Return to the mountains! That proves it!
Enough about me.
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part and now we're probably super behind.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I...
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang, were you interested in the...
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no... However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to...
Wow! But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay. I have a...
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest...
I am not... We simply need to... Really?
Look, we want to win this competition. Sunset Vermilion Night, Wonder Course, and a...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So...
Baichu? What are you doing out?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much...
I'm not too sure. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now.
No, we've got other stuff to do.
The variety of... As far as the record...
Okay then, let's... Thanks, Baichu!
You're quite welcome.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I have...
I see. Have someone sort the order...
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more...
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be...
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of...
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ning...
As well?
The truth is, The Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some sunset vermilionite. But only we are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction. And a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess.
500 million!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
But without any...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea...
Who?
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaker. But if I am not... Yes, precisely. According to records of drifting clouds, after Sea Gazer passed... Luckily, I came...
That's great! Wouldn't it be a...
You need open-minded. Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go. There's something about this young lady that reminds... Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious...
Okay, we will... It should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the...
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around! Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there? Got to hear it.
With any luck, the sunset vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see! Look, it's gone and snuck, and now that Paimon takes a closer look,
These are not real clouds. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that it...
Alright, then let's do...
I sense the presence of...
My will embodied! Take your true form!
touch of frost. Submit for judgment.
Yeah!
Swift and merciful.
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Spirit Blade, attack! One with my blade. Top four, retribution.
As a good knight should. Steady as stone.
Do your master's bidding! Obey! Oh! The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
What it is?
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first. In your dream!
Wingblade, prepare to be blown away!
Unleash! By ordinance divine! Obey!
Top four, retribution! Submit for judgment after all that training.
Leave it all to me.
Obey!
I missed a spot.
Manifest! Obey! Unleash!
gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That series on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Manifest! Do your master's bid! You'll regret that! Unleash!
Verdict is...
Manifest! Unleash! Oh! You will regret this! Curse to bear. Manifest.
That's going back in the wash as a dutiful man.
Unleash! Obey!
Time for retribution!
Unleash!
Prepare to be blown away! Someone needs assistance. I must leave no stone unturned.
Obey! Unleash! No escape from fate.
It was my honor to serve you.
did I...
As soon as I get my tag, it'll just kill me. Yeah, how's that possible?
Steady as stone.
Obey! Manifest!
Swift and merciful.
Unleash!
Leave it all to me.
Obey!
From whence you came, forward my blade. Burning this.
I must leave no...
Cryo incarnate! Unleash! Manifest! You'll regret that!
A touch of frost.
Steady as stone.
Unleash!
Look, over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite? Is this it? It's so huge! That's true, but...
Prostrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most. Only after being activated does Prostrate reveal its true nature.
Wow, Shen.
Only because my master is fond of I don't care for her stories most of the...
Hold on a sec! If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to... But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna...
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite...
Are you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Prostrate sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it in my safety.
That's right! Gotta be...
I'll go on ahead with...
How is Shenhe able to carry the huge rock all by herself? Got that super strength much? We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Away the things that go. Inazume, here I come.
Oh my god, how can she lift that massive rock all by herself? Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here anyway.
Shenhua! And Ningguang's little helper!
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock?
In truth, it is the if everything goes according to plan, we will use this as a side note. Lady Ningguang has rented. Now, please excuse me.
Shenhua! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are.
But I am not...
Shenhua?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode.
Well, Byron said that there are...
No need.
You can't do that. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're
Okay.
Great! Now we're talking! Let's head to our hotel!
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right.
Shenhua, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside and Hyman's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat. Let's buy one for Shenhua too.
All right. I will head to my room. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me.
Hey, isn't that clever, Tina? Let's go inside.
contrast, you have met Shenhe. So
far so good, yeah!
naturally, save for Ganyu, who's
Cool! So, calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful.
her Adeptus name. Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an
Don't all Adepti have a...
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. What? You knew already? So it's Paimon...
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary...
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are...
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passed inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains.
That sounds so...
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation that she was able to endure such terrible danger. One dealt with the monster.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day?
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding.
That's still so dangerous!
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every... Indeed. It is... However, her Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse. The red ropes have indeed... It is only by fate that people's paths may cross.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You can...
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion. Ningguang once made a bold assertion. If she handles it admirably, let us conclude our conversation here for today.
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all?
Relayed my situation to you, I take it.
Oh? How did...
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you. So I went outside to check and caught sight of my... On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about... After all, master is...
Sorry, Shen.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I'm very grateful and...
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do. I must say I like the title, Friend, very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go... After all, Sunset Vermilion Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! The jade chain? But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished. enormous scale of the Jade Chamber. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the the remainder of the
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch. Wait, I know you. You're the one who fought against the Vatuian Osile, right? Pleased to meet you. I'm Beto, captain of the Crux.
Beto? Are you here to join the Jade Chamber?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler. I'm sure you've heard of them before. And this is... sorry.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet ya. Well, from today on, I guess all of us are friends. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shen, to be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest.
Wow. So it looks like...
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but...
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help.
In that case, I have a proposal. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us.
Sounds great, but how does it...
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a... How'd I do?
Precisely.
Huh.
Okay then. Alright, I'll go first. I have some leads on the... From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make.
We will head into town and seek advice from...
Wonderful. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, by the way, what...
I'm looking for a... Ooh. The opera is a late... It's called...
Something off the shelf? Or do you need something?
Excuse me, Master Zhang.
Of course I have. Sorry.
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yun. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? The types of ore need...
No?
Sure. Well, if I remember correctly, Lady Nick, it could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find... I'm really not sure. Of course, it's probably just hearsay.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the I hear the view there is... Perhaps it can give me... to Mount Tianeng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the... Oh, this is quite a trip down memory lane for me. No wonder the legend of the Divine Damsel of Devastation is...
The Divine Damsel of Devastation? What's the story about?
It's the story of a girl becoming a...
Cool. A hero story?
The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was a loving... The wife was out collecting herbs. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, if you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me.
What a nasty piece of work! Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place!
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward. Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment...
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was... not as brave as the opera makes her out. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script...
Well, it sure